Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about light a little bit. I figured I gotta show some kind of flashlight. This is the ThruNite Archer 1A V2. This is an old school, way discontinued light. I love this guy. I like a lot of single AA flashlights. That's what this guy is. It is running on one AA alkaline battery. All right, you can put lithiums in there if you want, chargeables. Just really simple. Clicks on, clicks off. There is a side button. There's 4 modes. All right, we have our moonlight mode, low, medium, and our high. Couldn't be easier, just simple. But it's not video is not on this light. You probably can't even find it anywhere. The video is actually on the difference between Lumens and Candela and Lux. Now, what made me want to make this video is someone had mentioned in one of my recent videos, a comment. They said, I don't really care about Lumens, I just care about the Lux. And I understood what they were saying, and I had someone send me a message probably 2 months ago asking what Candela was. I thought, hey, you know what, let me just make a dedicated video so I can reference someone to it if they, were having this discussion and they're a little confused by something. So, I mean, this chart I found on Google, this is the easiest way to explain it. I don't even have to say anything. You just look at the chart and go, okay, cool, move on to the next video. But we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. So lumens, when you see flashlights, and they always have a lumen rating, that is the most common of all, even though sometimes, it's rare, sometimes they will show a rating for Lux. They might show a Candela rating as well. That is not common. It's like the industry for flashlights, they understand that you have to tell people how bright they are, and they automatically will just talk about lumens. Now lumens, as you can see from this chart, that is the measurement of light, period. That's the capability. So if light says that it is 400 lumens, that means it's able to put out 400 lumens of light. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to shine 400 lumens of light on something 5 feet away, or 20 feet away, or 100 feet away, right? That changes, of course. But that is the measurement of light that's possible. The best way to compare this, if you like cars, you know what horsepower is, right? Pretty much everyone does. You don't have to be into cars. You know what horsepower is. It's a rating of energy, essentially, right? And just by hearing those numbers, you go, wow, that's a fast car or that's not a fast car. And there's lots of different factors that go into that as well. But in general, it gives us an idea, right? That's what lumens are. Now, when you talk to car guys and you'll be like, oh, this car's, 245 horsepower, and they're like, well, to the wheel? That's a whole different thing. That's transferring the energy the motor makes, so the engine, to the energy that is spinning, how much your wheels are spinning or the axle's spinning. So that's a whole different thing, right? So the lumens, for some people, if you're super into flashlights, you're like, hey, I don't care about lumens. What's the Candela? What's the Lux? So that's the lumens is how much light it can make. And as you can see from this wonderful chart, Lux is the number of lumens that end up on the surface. So looking at our chart again here, lumens is the light source output. That is the amount of light that is coming out of the object or from the object. Candela is the number of lumens within a beam angle, and Lux is the number of lumens on the surface. So some people who are super, super advanced flashlight holics, I guess I would say, people who that's their hobby, that's their thing. They understand flashlights in and out. They know all the workings of it. They don't usually care about the lumens as much as they will look at something like the Lux, right? So yeah, it's capable of 1,000 lumens, but am I going to get 500 lumens on my object from 30 feet or whatever? That's what those people are focused on a little bit more, right? So hopefully that explains it a little bit better. So if you do see Lux ratings or Candela, and everyone knows lumens already, you understand the difference there. So if you're super into flashlights, you're a flashaholic, you're the guy who has, $12,000 worth of flashlights, and you spend a good 6 hours every day talking about them with everyone else, you're probably talking about Lux and stuff, whereas the common person just doesn't really care that much about it. The lumens give them a good basis. They understand that. So if you have a flashlight at home that you know is 100 lumens, and you're looking to buy a new flashlight, and you want it to be brighter, generally speaking, if it's 150 lumens, it's going to be brighter, right? It's not always the case when we talk about brighter. There are other factors that go in there, but in general, it's a totally fine system. So hopefully you guys understand this just a little bit better now. So if people throw out those words, you'll know what they're talking about. And of course, you can research this even further if you want. I mean, they sell lux meters fairly cheap on Amazon, maybe 30 bucks, 40 bucks, you can get a cheapo one. If you really want to dive deeper into this, I would suggest going over to Candle Power forums. That's the flashlight place to talk. You know, you can learn all about the stuff in depth. I just want to give you a very quick, here's what this is doing, here's what this is doing, here's what this is doing. Right? Simple. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.